Hello there, you. So, this is a soft spoken ASMR testing video. Welcome to Quiet Violet, the ASMR channel where I like to make very quiet and boring content to help you sleep and maybe even relax after a long, stressful day. Or even a good day. I don't judge. So, I haven't done a lot of soft spoken videos, and I thought I might practice a little bit because I seem to find myself falling out of a soft spoken tone and just naturally falling back into whispers every time I try to make one of these videos. And I find that faraway whispers kind of ruin the whole atmosphere of a soft spoken video. I myself don't seem to reach for soft spoken videos very much, except if I don't have any headphones and want to listen to a video in a quiet room by myself, just out loud. The voice is just clearer, and I would usually use that kind of video if I were feeling anxious, alone, and afraid. And if that's how you are feeling right now, I just want you to focus on my voice and enjoy my company, and also enjoy the delightful tinkly sounds of this pencil bag, marker bag, whatever. For today's video, I am, of course, going to be practicing my soft spoken tone with a poetry book that I love. It has very short poems and something special about this particular book of poetry is that it has a bunch of hand-drawn illustrations that I like to color in as I'm reading the book. It's nice and fun, and it's a habit that I have from childhood. I had this Wind in the Willows book with a bunch of black and white illustrations in it that me and my mother, as we were reading along the book, well, she would read it to me. We would pause every now and then and take some coloring pencils and just color in the book. You guys will probably hear the TV playing upstairs, but just let that fall out of your mind. This right here is a pencil case. I have a mitten underneath it to give it a bit of an angle so that you can see the delightful texture texture of the sequins. I have a brush right here, and I thought that you might enjoy this. I find that when I do these soft spoken videos, I kind of always do fast, aggressive triggers. I just find that soft spoken ASMR is a lot louder. And warrants louder triggers to be used. So, let me just open the zip. So, as you can see, we have quite a few color choices here. These are all scented markers that I have in here. They have a pretty tapered end, and they all have different scents. This one is root beer. Here, you can have a smell. Sorry if my hands are shaking. Okay, so the poetry book that I have right here is called The Sun and Her Flowers. 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 It is written by Rupi Kaur. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm so sorry. Rupi Kaur. Rupi Kaur. The Sun and Her Stars. On the back, have a little dedication. It says that this was a #1 New York Times bestseller. That is the water upstairs and the microwave that someone's using. Again, I'm sorry about all the noise upstairs, but this is going to be a slightly louder ASMR video than I'm used to making. So, on the back of this, there's a little dedication from the author to her mother, I believe. And it reads as follows. This is the recipe of life, said my mother, as she held me in her arms as I wept. Think of those flowers you plant in the garden each year. They will teach you that people too must wilt, fall, root, rise in order to bloom. So, there's a lot of detail in this book. You can see that in the waves, there's a woman floating. This book is about being a woman. It's hard being a woman. It's hard being anyone on earth, honestly. Life is hard, but this book of poetry was written from the viewpoint of a woman that's been through a lot. The author of this also wrote another book of poems that I have that is called Milk and Honey. 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 And as you can see, I slightly colored in some of the letters. I won't show you the page before because there's a dedication. This was given to me by my boyfriend's mother on Christmas. Low battery. This right here says, bees came for honey. Flowers giggled as they undressed themselves for the taking. The sun smiled. The first part of the book is called Wilting. Wilting. On the last day of love, my heart cracked inside my body. I spent the entire night casting spells to bring you back. I reached for the last bouquet of flowers you gave me, now wilting in their vase, one by one. I popped their heads off and ate them. You can see that I had colored in all of the little flames on the candles and the flowers laying on the ground and the girl's hair. I like this one too. I stuffed a towel at the foot of every door. Leave, I told the air. I have no use for you. Drew every curtain in my house. Go, I told the light. No one is coming in, and no one is going out. This one. It isn't what we left behind that breaks me. It's what we could have built had we stayed. And I really like this illustration. I already colored it in a little bit. You can see that there's buildings and cranes and little alien ships floating around. Had we stayed, had we stayed, had we stayed. This one right here, that's pretty nifty. You can see I colored in the ottoman, but maybe we could color in this guy's chair. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to pick up. I think I might make that guy's chair a nice blue color. This is called Tropical Breeze. Here, smell. It smells pretty good. So, I don't know if microphone is even going to pick this up, but I colored it in. This one here is really interesting. This poem I'm going to read to you, and then I will show you the illustration that is pretty cool. I wonder if I'm beautiful enough for you, or if I'm beautiful at all. I change what I'm wearing 5 times before I see you, wondering which pair of jeans will make my body more tempting to undress. Tell me, is there anything I can do that'll make you think, her? She is so striking. She makes my body forget it has knees. Write it in a letter and address it to all the insecure parts of me. Your voice alone drives me to tears. Yours, telling me I am beautiful. Yours, telling me I am enough. You are everywhere, except right here, and it hurts. And then you have a little movie theater with only one person sitting, but I colored in 2 of the seats. Because I thought that'd be nice for that one. There's a lot of really beautiful poems in here and a lot of really sad ones. This one I really love. They leave and act like it never happened. They come back and act like they never left. And the poem is entitled Ghosts. Ghosts. Ghost. 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 Do you guys believe in ghosts? I do. But that is a story for another time. If you'd like to hear that one, I can definitely tell a few good ghost stories firsthand. Ghost stories. This one is also really beautiful. It says, "You ask if we can still be friends. I explain how a honeybee does not dream of kissing the mouth of a flower and then settle for its leaves." And the name of the poem is called I Don't Need More Friends. And there's a flower that I, of course, already drew in with pink and purple and green. And a little bee. That's really cute. This one over here, I haven't drawn it in. You can see there's the moon, which I drew in blue, and there's a sun that I still haven't colored. Colored is the word. Coloring. I'm going to read the poem first. And then I'm going to, low battery, oh no, I'm going to color in this sun. And so it goes. Rise, said the moon, and the new day came. The show must go on, said the sun. Life does not stop for anybody. It drags you by the legs, whether you want to move forward or not. That is the gift. Life will force you to forget how you long for them. Your skin will shed till there isn't a single part of you left they've touched. Your eyes, finally just your eyes, not the eyes which held them. You will make it to the end of what is only the beginning. Go on, open the door to the rest of it. And the title is Time. I love poetry. Do you guys like poetry, or do you find it cringy? I really love poetry. I think I'm going to pick out this kind of dark yellow color. I think it's called honeysuckle. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's really focusing or not. I don't think it is. But it says honeysuckle. And right here, I'm going to color in the sun. So, sadly, you can't really see, but hopefully you can hear. The strokes of the scented marker. I'm definitely not the best at coloring, but I try hard. I think I might also draw in or color in a bit of an aura around this girl that's laying at the bottom right here. Let's see, what color is her aura? What kind of aura? I think it might be blue. So, I'm just going to give her a slight hue of blue around her. I thought that this blue color would be a little bit paler, but it's not. That's just fine because this is my poetry book, you know. I'm the only one who's really going to be looking at this. I mean, besides you. And I just colored her in with blue. I'm going to just carefully make a little bit of a dotted line in blue all around her as well, which you can't really see me do, but you're going to see this in just a moment. I find that when I'm coloring things in or drawing, I just do whatever. Just go for it. Do whatever feels right in the moment. And it's usually right. So, I'm going to do this. Okay, so sadly the blue aura I wanted to emanate from the floating girl has turned into a girl floating in water. But it still looks pretty cool. And on that note, the race upstairs seems to be getting a little bit more heated, and I am going to have to put this video to a close. I'm sorry for all that noise. But I would like to wish you a good night. I hope you enjoyed the few poems that I managed to read in a soft spoken tone to you. Hopefully you managed to relax and fall asleep. Tell me how you feel about the new background. New background. Have a wonderful night.